Hello, everyone. Welcome to the All In for Founders Club group this week. And let me tell you, we are coming up on Zine Fling. And like we said before the recording, we are so excited to see all of y'all's faces here in about 2 weeks. It's coming up on us fast. One of the things mentioned was you guys are having trouble posting your videos. Your videos will actually post. I had like 3 or 4 people reach out to me, and I go check it, and they're there. I don't know what the delay is. I don't know why you're getting that crazy message saying it's not able to post or whatever error message you're getting. But it is posting. It just takes a few minutes. And I don't have a reason why Facebook is doing craziness, but they are. So if you post it and you go back in, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, you'll probably see it there. If not, let us know. We're not kicking anybody out. If you get with us and say, hey, I'm having trouble posting my video. I've had a couple people send theirs to me directly, and before I got a chance to actually go back and try to post it for them, I go see that it's in there. So they're posting. It just takes a little bit. But we decided to do something a little different this week. We decided to get a couple people on to talk to you all that have not hit the Founders Club trip yet, but they have been working really hard. They have a few more unique accounts to make that happen. So we're going to have them to share with you what they've been doing and what they're going to continue doing to make sure that they lock in the trip. Because I know there's a lot of people in this group that you guys are halfway there, maybe not even quite halfway there, but you're still working. Maybe you feel like you're in a slump and things aren't working for you like they were before. So we're going to have a couple people come on and talk to you about what they're doing. So maybe you can grab some tips from them that you can use. So the first person I'm going to bring on is Rosie Brown. Rosie, if you would unmute yourself.
Hello, how are you guys?
Great. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for volunteering, or kind of semi-volunteering. I asked you, but thank you for volunteering to jump in here, share with us, what you've been doing and what you continue to do until you lock this in. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Rosie, and let you share your tips and secrets.
Yeah, absolutely. I really don't feel like I have secrets, but I love getting face to face and belly to belly with people. That is my favorite thing to do. I think when I started the end of July of 2019, I had some sip and sees. I had some little parties, get-togethers, and that was great. But then COVID happened, and we were Zooming like crazy, Zoom parties, Facebook parties, and that was great for a hot minute. And then I just got zoomed out and partied out online, and so I need to reach out and touch people and hug people. And I think that's one of the things that has helped me. Now, when I secured Cabo, I had a lady reach out, a friend, and she said, I'm ready to get restarted. She had been out of pocket for about a year, and she said, I'm getting married and I'm broke. But she remembered that she was able to make money the last time. And I said, okay, sister. I said, what we're going to do is we're going to have a party, and you're going to bring all your bridesmaids and your friends that want to lose weight, get healthy, whatever, for the wedding. And so let's have a wedding weight loss challenge. And so that's what we did. And I just happened to have an X Factor on hand. She's like, I just need to get started right now. I was like, okay, let's get this X Factor and let's go. And she started posting, and let me tell you, she is the one that secured my Founders Club trip for Cabo. And that's what worked for me. So Melissa McElvin, my coach and one of my best friends, we have partnered up and started doing wedding fair vendor fairs. And that's been super. Getting a lot of connections. Have we had a lot of sales? No, not really. But there's a lot of communicating, lots of planning to do private parties, sip and sees, things like that. Like I said, it's working to get face to face with people and getting on the phone, and listening to what they want. So that's what we're doing. I have done vendor fairs, bridal fairs, once a month. We've done about 4. And also I'm going to be doing face-to-face meetings. I co-own and operate a 24-hour gym. So I see people all day long. And so a lot of people will come and meet me there, try out the products, samples. I always have samples on me wherever I go. And so that's helped. It's really just connecting with people.
And Rosie, I looked earlier or yesterday, and remind me, how many unique accounts do you have already?
I have 4.
You have 4. So you still need now. Are those quick starts, managers? What's the breakup?
Yes. I have, gosh, let me look at my board. I should know it, but I do need 3, gosh, what is it? 2 rank advancements and the rest quick starts.
Okay. So you are definitely on your way of doing that. And I knew that you were about halfway there. So we know you're going to get it.
Yes,
is there any other tips or anything that you're working on that seems to be working for you?
I have those friends that I'm just like, hey, can you do me a favor? And you know what? Sometimes you'd be surprised like how many friends you have that really want you to win and succeed, more than you do, because that friend that came in, she was like, when I got my first Founders Club to Riviera Maya, she was like, what can I do to help you earn that trip? I said, I just need one more, and this is what you got to do. She's like, okay, I'll do it. And that secured my first Founders Club. So really just reaching out and say, hey, can you help me? And honestly, I've had some kits on hand and helped in that way. And that's been a huge blessing. So as long as they agree to be coachable, I'm like, okay, as long as you do what the things I ask you to do, I'm going to give you this kit and we're going to earn some money in your pocket.
That is great. And you're not the only first person I've heard to say, I reach out to friends, I reach out to family members and say, hey, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Will you come in, will you come in as a distributor and find me 4 people that will get started with one of the kits and help me out with this. And you'd be amazed how many people that do that. And it works. You reach out to your close friends and family and you tell them what you're working for, and it'd really mean a lot if they could help you out with this. So don't be shy about doing that. Don't be shy if you've got a customer that you're close to ask them and say, hey, I need a favor. You're loving the products. You're doing great. I'm trying to lock in a trip. Would you mind helping me out with it? And this is the help that I need. And it obviously is working really well for you. I know Lori Ulrich did a training on it several months back. So it is a technique that really works. So for you guys that have not done that yet, if you've not reached out to your close friends, your family members, your customers that you're close to, ask them if they'll help you out. And, it's putting money in their pocket. So it's not like they're not getting anything out of it. That you're putting that money in their pocket from the commissions and the bonuses. So it's a win-win, and let them know, you're getting commissions and bonuses from it. So that's great. So Rosie, thank you so much for jumping on and being our special guest. Our next special guest is Jody Residori. Jody, are you on here?
I sure am.
What have you been doing that you can share with us? What tips, tricks, anything that has helped you get to where you're at right now? Because you are, if I'm not mistaken, you're a little close to earning this trip than what I thought you were, right? You're only like 1 account away now.
I have 138 points and I need 2 quick starts. So
2 quick starts. Okay.
Yep.
So share with us what you've been doing.
So mine, I start planning for Founders Club in October, or not October, in August and September. Like I do a lot of work in my back office, like pulling volumes and seeing who's reordering, and building that list already on my whiteboard that stays in my office and, running through that. So definitely I start early, seal it early, start for the next one early, plan ahead is always like my huge focus. When Lori Ulrich's your coach, you're never going to miss Founders Club. So just so you know. um, a big thing that I use a lot of times is my current customers, when they are getting results, the biggest thing is to get them to post their results, get them to share. It opens up your funnel, even though if they're not interested in the business, but I'm with Rosie, I will ask for favors anytime, right? And just say, and I'll say to them, I don't say, hey, can you post this because you're going to help me? I'm going to say, hey, check this out. I love it. Girl, post on your personal Facebook wall. You deserve the praises. You are doing amazing. So when you're getting them to share, make it about them. And when you get them to share, either you're going to flip them into a distributor or you're going to continue to fill your funnel. And the more success they have and the more they post, then a lot of times they'll turn around and they'll join your team to do that favor for you. A big thing that I feel like I watch like a hawk, and I'm sure other people do it too, but we all have similar boards, but that one last question, do not skip that last question. Give them the opportunity, but pay attention how they reply. If it's a not right now, you guys, that's a yes to being a distributor. Like they go, whatever you use for a tracking system, I use Teamsy myself. But as soon as they say not right now, or I want my own results first, or let me see how I do, anything like that, to me, that is already a yes. They are going to be a distributor on my team. And I tag them in my Teamsy possible distributor. So when, October rolls around, I just kind of like once a month, obviously I'm talking to them anyway, but once a month I'm dripping on them about the business, whether it's a vacation that they commented on that we're going, like the cruise we just got back from, right? Something like that. And I'd be like, oh my goodness, girl, you can do this with me too. You can be on that cruise. You can be on that beach. So just dripping that, or, even about commissions, any little thing, just showing them like how they can get their products paid for, but I don't beat them over the head with it. You know what I mean? Like the idea is already in their head. So you don't want to browbeat them with it, but just drip it. So definitely that last question, if you're not using it, you have to use it. As far as getting rank advancements and stuff, because to me, that is just as important as getting a new manager or getting quick starts. One of my accounts is a rank up, or was a rank up in October, right? She had a double rank in 1 month. But I feel like that happens when you're recognizing people. Like, I don't care if it's just inviting to our testimony group or if it's a new sign up, or I see them doing amazing reels. Like I am going into our team chat of like executives in the making, and I'm shouting them out every time I turn around. And I've had other people from other teams that will reach out to me and say, I just love that you do that. No matter how big, no matter how small it is, like you recognize everything. And we all want recognition, right? So I feel like that pushes them to build further and go further. Facebook parties, I'm not as good as Rosie about getting in person. I would like to, however, I work crazy amount of hours and have a 15-acre farm and animals and a divorced mom of 3 with 2 grandbabies now. So not much time. So I fit Singular in my nooks and crannies. So I recently started doing the Facebook parties after there was a training, I believe, a room at the top, or it was in there. Started doing those. I got one of them to manager this month. She signed up last month. We got both levels of a quick start from doing her party. We got her to manager this month. My other party that I had, we got both levels of quick start. We got her to manager last month, and she's going to hit silver this month. So, when you use those parties, don't like just think the party's over. If it was a successful party, go back in and use it, because sometimes people won't post the results on their personal page, but the people that she signed up, they'll 110% go in and post in that party page. And you know what's happening? Okay, 10 people signed up, now 11, now 12. Now the neighbors are saying, oh my goodness, sign me up. Like, I'm not going to be the only one not doing this. So don't be afraid to use those parties even after the party is over, so people are still sharing their results in there and how they're doing, because you want everyone to see that. I like to try and fill my funnel to get more people, right? I use a lot of boutiques and hair salons. that I have like trim sticks set out with before and after pictures or collagen, anything that's like a standalone product. And, I don't get a ton from it, but one of my quick starts is from doing that this year. Two of my quick starts were for last year because they're constantly going in the shop and buying the products. And I'm like, okay, why are you paying retail prices? Like you're in here, like they'll message me and say, hey, you're out of trim sticks up at, Lori's Boutique. And I'm like, okay, thanks for letting me know. I'll get some up there for you. Why not reach out to them and say, why are you paying retail prices? Like we need to get you an account and get you set up. So those are just kind of stuff I do, like making your distributors be active on their social media, using their 5 pillars. Don't let them just puke singular everywhere. So, that's a huge focus with my new people when they come in, because it's not just about getting them to quick start. It's about getting them further and further, because you have to know, like my silver manager this year, maybe she'll be a rank advancement again this year, hopefully, which I think she will, but she could be a rank advancement next year. And still, so you can't forget to focus on those people that you already have.
I love that. And I love that you're using the parties. You've grew, if I heard you right, 3 unique accounts already this year. And that would have been just in the last 2 or 3 months because
last month and a half has had 2 get to both levels of quick start. Both of them have gotten a manager, and one is 900 points shy of hitting silver this month.
Wow. So if you guys are not utilizing the parties, make sure you start doing that, because they have shown time and time again that it's working. Okay. So make sure you're doing that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to room at the top and watch the one with Kala and Shy. It's probably close to the top, to be honest with you. It was a while back, but a lot of people have went back and watched that and commented. So it's probably fairly close to the top, but just scroll down, watch that, get to understand and know how to run them, and just jump in and do it. Okay. It may feel sloppy at first. I know my first few, I'll be honest with you, I felt like I was doing it wrong. I was, grabbing from someone else's and just kind of copy and pasting what someone was doing. And then Christy Van Dam has found a great tool that you can run multiple groups at one time. So if you've not watched her training at Room at the Top, make sure you jump in and do that, because that app is a great app to use. And so you're obviously doing your groups and getting people. You are going into your back office, which is probably one of my biggest tricks and strategies, is looking to see who are my happy customers, who has been ordering quite a bit. Get with them and say, let's post your results. Let me help you get your products paid for. Because to me, I think the hardest part is done with those people, because you've worked on getting them signed up. You worked on helping them get good results. If they're willing to make a post and start getting people into your group or your testimonial group, and then have a party group, then right there you go. That person, there's a great chance that person is going to hit the quick start and going to hit manager. So Make sure you're working your back office, know who your happy customers are. And just like Jody said, with that question at the end, when you're signing them up, pay attention how they answer that. That is really important. If they give you, a direct no, I'm not interested. Okay, that's fine. I still wouldn't give up on them. I would still circle back around. But for the people who say, not right now, or let me just start with the basic pack or the basic membership, and maybe I'll do the other one later. Or sometimes they'll even ask you, hey, if I do this one, can I upgrade later? Pay attention to those answers and make sure you're taking note of that. So you can go back and talk to them and have that conversation. Hey, you're having great results. You're loving the program. Let's talk about you being a distributor, or let's talk about you being an X brand partner, and getting you helping some friends and getting your products paid for and making even extra money on top of that. So these are,
this may seem like it's an extra added step and extra work. I've actually reached out to Singular and asked them to build that report so we can have it in our back office, right? In our extra reports that we have. Because I find it very helpful, but not only the thing I like about putting it on a spreadsheet is it's not only getting quick starts and managers and rank advancements, it's very easy to see who's continually ordering. But when trim sticks go on sale, buy one, get one for $17, by God, I go in my Excel sheet and put in trim sticks and search that and reach out to every single person that's ever ordered a trim stick from me. And it drove volume like crazy. So there's a lot of functionalities to using the spreadsheet and just taking a little bit more time.
That's something I've never thought about doing, is creating a spreadsheet of individual products like that to see who's ordering what. Like you said, it does take some extra time, but when we have a promotion like we just had, and that's not the first time we've had a promotion like that, you can go in and put in, vanilla lean, trim sticks, whatever it is that we're having the product promotions on, and see who's ordering those, or who, maybe they've ordered it just one time, but that's okay. That they've ordered it.
Yep.
And those are the people that you can target and say, hey, I want to let you know this is what we have going on. I love that.
You can't just depend on putting it out on your personal Facebook page or in your stories. We all know that nobody gets to see it. We can't even see each other's videos in here, for goodness sakes, So you have to find a way to be able to reach directly to those people that you already know are loving it. When I first started my spreadsheet, I was actually using PV instead of what they ordered. And then I thought, that's really not giving me anything other than the repetitious orders. So that's when I started going in and taking a little more time. Now, if you got a team your size, maybe you can't do that with everybody, but it's just something I use in order to build volume when we have these kind of sales. So.
And it's working for you. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. We had over, I think I had over 3,000 in volume just from the trim sticks and lean. Let's some good growth with just those products for a few days. Right.
Let's see. Is there anything else that you want to share before we close it out tonight?
I don't think so. Just like I said, plan ahead. Like, already have a vision. I don't know if you guys have trackers that you guys use, but I'm telling you what, put the names in the spaces, put the names on your whiteboard, like check them off. Like, the whiteboard is really my favorite. I like the tracker too, but the whiteboard, then I can make my list of who I want. Then I want to focus on who I'm going to do parties with and what order I'm going to do them in, so I don't overwhelm myself by having too many going. Because the bad thing about the parties, if you do not do them and be active in there every single day and getting your distributor to comment and share and do the steps, you're not going to find success. I hear a lot of people, and don't get me wrong, I've had a couple very unsuccessful parties too. Not everyone's going to be like we had it, but I mean, for 3 out of 4, last month to end up the way they did, I would say they definitely pay off, but you have to put the work in to get them there.
Absolutely. I love the tips. I love the strategies that you're using. And guys, I hope you all took notes, because these are things that if you've not been using, start using them, start implementing them. They're working. Okay. There's proof there that they are working. So thank you both for coming on and sharing with us. We greatly appreciate it. We know how much hard work you put in. We know how much you strategize. And we also know how much you love the Founders Club trips. So, Christy, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you close us out.
Okay. And before we do that, I'm going to turn it over to Tammy, because she asked if she could give us a tip. So Tammy, go ahead.
Hey, sorry, I didn't want to intrude here, but it's kind of time sensitive. If you have a college in your area, or even if it's not too far, call them and ask them if they're having any career fairs or job fairs. Because I did one last week at our local college, and holy cow, like, I went there and I brought all my stuff, my banner and my tablecloth and all my samples. The students met me at the door. They brought everything in, they set everything up, they set up my TV, and everything was free, didn't cost me a penny. And I'll tell you, I had a little draw beside all the samples for $100 product credit. And on the paper, they had to fill out their cell phone number and what they were interested in, whether it was products, detox, or income. Well, it was crazy, because the students are all looking for work right now, whether it's part-time, and it was set up with a lot of other businesses as well. And so they were giving me their resumes, and they were asking when I could hire. And I said, I can hire you today, and the other business people were looking around saying, you're hiring on the spot? I said, I sure am. And if I learned anything from this, I should have been more prepared to actually sign them up right there. If you have some kind of a QR code or something that you could scan so that you can get them in. But I thought, well, I have to tell them more about the products. And so I said, I will get in touch with you. So I put them all in my project broadcast. I had 45 who were interested in the business. Put them all in my project broadcast. Then I sent them all a message saying, let's meet Monday. We can meet at 2:00 or at 7:00. And we met. Now, of course, they're very busy with their schedules, and I didn't have that many come to the in-person meeting, but I had many reply that they still want to get together and meet. So they are looking for work, and they are eager to work, even if it's a second job. So even if they get hired for another part-time or summer job, they can still do this. And that's what they love about it. Plus, they are working from their phone, which they're so good at anyway. So it's a great place to look for business partners in the colleges, because they're all over 18 too.
What? Tammy, that is an awesome idea. I'm going to start calling colleges. I'm going to be so busy next week. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much for piping in. And you guys can always share tidbits. We want your feedback. We want you guys to help us just make this better, give ideas and all of that. So thank you so much, Tammy. And I took so many notes. I have notes everywhere from everybody. You guys are awesome. I do want to touch a little bit on these parties, okay? And I loved what Jody said. And, I know there's a lot of people out there, and maybe it's you that I'm talking to, who has done a party and it really wasn't that successful. So people get discouraged and they think, oh, these parties just are not going to work for me. How many of you guys have felt like that? Or you've done one for one of your people and you're just like, I didn't get anything. And so you're super discouraged. Okay, don't be like that. I've seen some parties do really well. I've seen other parties that people are not even responding. And you do have to be active. You do have to make sure, if you're the hostess, if you're not the one running it and you're the hostess, you guys have to help us out, because it's a lot of work to make sure things are just happening. And SynShare is great. If you guys have not looked into SynShare, if you're doing multiple parties, you're probably going to not fall in love with me, because Tammy Knotts is the one who found this and told me about it. And then we had to tell everybody else. But it is amazing, you guys. It has helped me seriously clone myself. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did a training on Room at the Top about it. And you can always reach out and ask me questions as well. Or Tammy, I know she's super willing to help as well. So don't give up if you tried that and it just didn't work out for you like you wanted it to, because it just depends on the network. And same thing that they were saying, still use those parties. That's a group of people that you put in that group, not an event, because events end, but you put them in this group to get them information. Still use it. Put the promos out there, share before and afters, have somebody jump in and maybe do a live with you or something in that group, because it's just more of an intimate results page. That's what it kind of turns into. So use those to your advantage. I love them. I love them just because we're able to get the information out. But what I want to talk to you guys, and I know we're ready to close up, but I want you guys to evaluate yourselves. Okay. You need to find your commitment. And I know I'm like preaching to the choir, because you guys are the ones that are still on this Zoom, but find your commitment again. Okay. I talk to a lot of people who are kind of down in the dumps, who are just like, oh my gosh, well, this happened and this happened. If you guys are letting things that are out of your control slow you down, you do not want this bad enough. Just going to say it again. If you are letting things that are out of your control slow you down, you don't want this bad enough. If you are doing the things that you need to be doing, actively looking for people, not posting and waiting for someone to comment and thinking you're going to hit the jackpot, because you guys, after 13 years, that's never happened for me. I have had to be active. I have had to talk to people. I have had to be comfortable in what I'm talking about. Because if you're really passionate about what we have, you're not going to mess it up. But so many people like paralyze themselves because they're so worried about what they're going to think or what they're going to think or what they're going to say, or they're going to mess it up. Just share your story. Be passionate about what you have, but stop letting things out of your control slow you down. I hear so many excuses. Well, I had this and I had this, or she said this, or she sent her products back, or she didn't hit her quick start. She told me she was putting in that order and she didn't. So now I can't make Founders Club. You guys were only halfway through. Okay. I don't like the word only in most, like I only lost 5 pounds, or I only hit manager, or this or that. I only like that word if we're using it to say, hey, we have so much time left, or there's so much more possibility here. So don't get discouraged and down on yourself. If you guys are discouraged right now with Founders Club, you guys still have 6 months left in the qualifying period. That's half a year. Some of us have earned it in half a year. Shows you that you can earn it in half a year. So if you are super discouraged thinking it's not going to happen, you don't want it bad enough. Okay, you guys have to find your commitment level. You have to remember that. If you have an excuse for everything out there, you don't want it bad enough. Okay, if you don't have time to put in the work, if you don't have time, to do this or time to do that, something else is more important than this. So you have to figure out, where your commitment level with this is. Let's see. And if you don't have any unique accounts, but you really think you're working hard, or you don't have, much going on, but you really think you're working hard, please evaluate what exactly you're doing. Are you going through the motions? Are you telling your people exactly what to do? Or are you just expecting them to know? Because you have to remember, these people that you're bringing in, these new people, whether they be a customer, whether they be a distributor, they are like a new baby. You know how to eat, you know how to take care of yourself. These are adults, so you assume that they know exactly what to do because they're watching you do it, or they're active in your team page or whatnot. You guys, they're babies. They are brand new babies. We have to spoon feed these babies. I have some superstars on my team that seriously send out exactly what they want these new people to post. Post this in our results page today. Sends them exactly what to do, instead of saying, oh, just go ahead and scroll through and find something to share. Find a story that sticks out and throw it on your wall. That's scary for new people. So spoon feed them for a little while. Send them something that you want them to post, because guess what? Then you don't have to fix it. But if you've had somebody here for 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, and you're still doing that, it's time to push them out of the nest. Okay. You got to make sure that you're not enabling people, but spoon feed these babies until they know what they're doing. And eventually they're going to catch on. Okay. But make sure you're treating them like that. But you guys, what we want to do here in this group is find out what you need. Because we talk each week and we talk about what we're going to do and what we're going to talk about and who we're going to have on and, all these different things. But we need to know what you need. So that's what I really want you to think about this week as well. What are you struggling with and what is holding you back? Figure those things out. Maybe also write down what you're good at. What can you bring to the table? Like, what can you teach a group of people? What are you really good at? What do you think you have down? If you feel lost, why do you feel lost? Why do you feel lost? Are you the one that's making yourself feel like that? Are you think there's so many trainings you don't even know where to start? Because really, I feel like we are overtrained. We have way too many tools. We have to keep this simple. You guys have to know you can share your story, you can love on people, and you can be successful. You don't have to know the ins and outs of everything. I think a lot of people, they get super overwhelmed. It's way complicated. And complicated people do nothing, it just kind of paralyzes them. So we got to keep it easy. We got to keep it simple and find out what's working for you. So if you're down, why are you feeling down? What are you doing for personal development? Do you guys know that if you listen to personal development every single day, first of all, it's going to change your world, right? It's going to get you in a good mood. You listen to Ed Milet yelling at you. He's good to pump you up. Tony Robbins, man, he'll really yell at you. Like, they pump you up. But here's the thing. If you're just listening and then marking off that personal development box, if you get up and you listen to Mel Robbins and she pumps you up and then you just mark off the personal development box and then you don't apply anything that you just heard, you are wasting your time. Want me to say it again? You are wasting your time. You guys have got to apply what you're hearing. Same thing next week or in a week and a half when we all go to Vegas. If you're going to that convention, which I hope you are, because it will change your world. But here's the thing. If you go there and you just go for the social part and you just want your picture and you just want to hug everybody, that's fun. But you have to apply something to you. Don't go there and think, oh, I hope this person on my team gets this. And I hope this person on my team is listening and she needed this really bad. You guys go for you and apply what you're getting out of it. Like apply what you're hearing. And remember, when you listen to personal development, when you go to the events, you're going to be totally overwhelmed. There is a lot of information, but it's the same thing as going to the grocery store. Have you guys ever thought about how overwhelming it is to go to the dang grocery store? There is so much there, so much of anything, right? So much at the grocery store. You don't go for everything. You only go for what you need. So as you're taking pages and pages of notes, when you're doing personal development or when you're at an event, make it like a grocery store. You go into the grocery store, you take what you need and you go and apply it. You go and use that stuff. Don't try to go and absorb everything because you're going to be overwhelmed and you're going to come home and life's going to hit you right when you walk in your front door. Your kids need you, your spouse needs you. Everything's going to go out the window. So take what you need, whether it be personal development, whether it be at the event, take what you need, just like the grocery store. And if you do that, there's going to be things that smack you in the face that you may have heard 6 different times, but they are going to smack you so hard in the face, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, they were talking right to me. Okay. And I promise you that will happen if you allow it to. But find out what's holding you back. Find out what you're struggling with, because those are the things we want to talk about. We don't want to just get on here and talk about ourselves all the time. We want to know what you need so that we can give you those ideas. Or if you heard something great that somebody is doing, let us know so that we can have them help us and bring them on here and get their feedback. But we do want you guys to know we love you guys. We appreciate you guys for being dedicated, for jumping on here. And I am just super pumped to see a lot of you guys in a few weeks. So I hope you guys have a great night. And Stace, we can go ahead and close this out. Maybe. Did he ditch me? Did they really both leave? Oh, there he is.
No, I was talking away and I was muted.
Oh.
I was saying a lot, by the way.
It was probably the best speech you've ever given.
It probably, yes, it was 100%. And you all missed it. But no, what I was saying was, if you guys have not done your videos yet, get those in within the next few days. We're going to go through them this weekend, and on Monday, this is one of the assignments that is mandatory to stay in the group. This is something we've not done for a while, but since we are at the halfway mark, we decided it's time to reevaluate who is serious in here, who's dedicated, and we're going to be going through those over the weekend. And Monday or Tuesday, we're going to be removing people who have not done the video. So make sure you get that done. And I think Melissa probably did leave. So we are finished for the night, guys. Have a great evening, and we will see you next week, and definitely see you guys at Fling. You guys have a great evening. God bless, and we love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks.